Imagine two U.S. presidents, once friends turned rivals, dying on the exact same day, July 4th, exactly 50 years after signing the Declaration of Independence. Sounds impossible? This actually happened to John Adams and Thomas Jefferson in 1826. And that's just the beginning of our journey into the world of mind-bending coincidences. Welcome to Short Tale Theater, where truth often surpasses fiction. Today, we're diving into the fascinating realm of coincidences, those uncanny events that defy explanation and leave us questioning the very nature of reality. Coincidences captivate us because they hint at a hidden order in our seemingly chaotic world. They challenge our understanding of probability and make us wonder if there's more to life than mere chance. Are these events random occurrences or glimpses of an underlying cosmic design? Prepare to be amazed as we explore 10 incredible coincidences that actually happened. These aren't urban legends or internet myths. These are real events that will challenge your perception of chance and fate. Let's start with the tale of Morgan Robertson, who wrote a novel about an unsinkable ship called the Titan, 14 years before the Titanic's ill-fated voyage. The similarities are chilling. Both ships were described as the largest of their time, both lacked sufficient lifeboats, and both met their doom on a cold April night in the North Atlantic. It's as if Robertson had a crystal ball, predicting one of the most famous maritime disasters in history. Next, we have the uncanny lives of the twin James. Separated at birth, these brothers led parallel lives that defy explanation. Both worked in law enforcement, married women named Linda, divorced, and then remarried women named Betty. They even named their sons James Allen. It wasn't until they were 39 that they discovered their incredible shared history. This story challenges our understanding of nature versus nurture and suggests a connection between twins that goes beyond genetics. Our third coincidence takes us to China, where Xu Weifang saved a man from drowning in the 1980s. 30 years later, he rescued another person from the same river, the son of the man he had saved decades earlier. What are the odds of saving two generations of the same family from the same peril? Now let's travel back to the American Civil War. Wilmer McLean's home in Virginia witnessed the first major battle of the conflict in 1861. Seeking peace, he moved 120 miles away, only to have General Lee surrender in his new living room in 1865, effectively bookending the entire war. It's as if the conflict followed McLean, making him an unwitting participant in history. On a lighter note, consider the case of the two Dennis the Menace comics. On March 12, 1961, two separate comic strips with identical names debuted on opposite sides of the Atlantic. In the US and the UK, two different artists created nearly identical characters, completely unaware of each other's work. This coincidence spans an ocean and showcases the strange synchronicity of human creativity. But perhaps the most mind-blowing coincidence of all involves the deaths of two founding fathers of the United States, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Their lives were intertwined from the birth of the nation. They worked together on the Declaration of Independence, became rivals in early American politics, and later reconciled to become close friends in their twilight years. On July 4, 1826, exactly 50 years after they both signed the Declaration of Independence, Adams and Jefferson died within hours of each other. Adams' last words were reportedly, "Thomas Jefferson survives," unaware that Jefferson had passed away earlier that day in Virginia. The timing and symbolism of their deaths stunned the nation. It seemed almost too perfect to be mere chance. Here were two giants of American history, whose lives had been so closely linked to the country's founding and early years, passing away on the very day that celebrated their greatest shared achievement. This coincidence captured the public's imagination like no other. It was seen as a divine sign, a symbolic passing of the torch from the founding generation to the future of the young nation. Newspapers of the time were filled with awe-struck reports and poetic tributes. Some even suggested that their simultaneous deaths were a final patriotic act, orchestrated by fate or a higher power to inspire future generations. The Adams-Jefferson coincidence remains one of the most remarkable in American history. a testament to the strange ways in which lives can be connected across time and space. As we reflect on these incredible stories, patterns begin to emerge. We see how time and distance seem to collapse in the face of these coincidences. Consider the musical neighbors across time, George Frederick Handel and Jimi Hendrix, who lived side by side on London's Brook Street, separated only by a wall and 200 years. Both revolutionized music in their respective eras, unknowingly sharing the same creative space across centuries. We also encounter the mysterious case of Tamerlane's tomb. When Soviet archaeologists opened the tomb in 1941, they found an inscription warning, "When I rise from the dead, the world shall tremble." 2 days later, Nazi Germany invaded the Soviet Union. Coincidence or ancient curse? The story doesn't end there. After Tamerlane's remains were reburied with full Islamic rituals, the Soviet army achieved a crucial victory at Stalingrad, turning the tide of the war. The deadly twin coincidence of John and Arthur Moforth adds another layer of mystery to our collection. These 70-year-old identical twins, living 120 kilometers apart in England, both suffered fatal heart attacks on the same day in 1975. Neither was aware of the other's condition. This eerie synchronicity raises questions about the connections between twins that persist even when they're separated. Finally, we return to the story of Anne Parrish, an American writer browsing a bookshop in Paris in the 1920s. She stumbled upon a book she had loved as a child and showed it to her husband. When he opened it, they discovered it was her very own childhood copy, complete with her name written inside. What are the odds of finding your own book in a random shop across the ocean decades later? As we come full circle to Anne Parrish's serendipitous bookshop discovery, we're left to ponder the nature of coincidence. Are these events merely random occurrences in a vast and indifferent universe, or do they hint at some deeper, hidden order to things? Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between, in the mysterious interplay of chance and destiny that shapes our lives. These stories remind us that the world is full of wonders waiting to be discovered. They connect us across time and space, linking strangers in ways we could never predict. Whether you see them as proof of a grand design or simply as delightful quirks of probability, coincidences add a touch of magic to our everyday lives. Now it's your turn. Have you experienced any incredible coincidences? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the world of remarkable coincidences, be sure to subscribe to Short Tale Theater for more videos that explore the strange and wonderful aspects of our reality. From the prophetic sinking of the Titan to the synchronized deaths of Adams and Jefferson, these tales challenge our understanding of reality. They remind us to stay open to the unexpected and to appreciate the extraordinary in the ordinary. In a world that often seems chaotic and disconnected, coincidences offer glimpses of a hidden harmony, weaving together the fabric of our shared human experience. Until next time, remember, truth is often stranger than fiction.